Welcome
Okay.
to the show, man.
I know. It's so great to like live in the flesh, face to face. Hello, HU alumni.
You like my shirt?
Oh, I love it. Who made your shirt? Who made
Hey,
it?
guys, she made it. She made the shirt. Shameless plug.
Thank you, thank you. It's so funny
No.
because I was like, I told my husband I'm going live, and
Yeah.
he was like, "Oh, with the HU alumni love
Yeah.
model." He's like, "Cause you all of it through my website, so you're an official
Hey.
model in my husband's book."
Yes, indeed. I'm officially a model. Let me tell you something. Now I'm getting requests from a lot of different people. Like they're sending me free stuff just to wear it and take pictures and post it. It's crazy. You know
There
what I'm
you
saying? And I owe
go.
that all to you. So
Lean into
now
it.
every
Lean
year,
into it.
right, every year I have to do like 3 photo shoots every year. You know what I'm saying? Like one in the spring and then summer and then fall. You know what I'm saying? I have another one coming up. So I'm going to be ordering some new stuff from you for that photo shoot, by the way.
I got you.
But
Let's talk.
so let me tell you, one of the things I love about you is like when we connected virtually, it was just like this. It was just a natural vibe. You know what I'm saying? And the love was genuine from jump. And I always believe in the fact that sometimes you don't have a second opportunity or a second chance to make a first impression. And when I got the product from you, it was just the attention to details. You know what I'm saying? That was really what I loved. You guys had my name written on there, had a little thank you note. I'm like, okay, details. No,
Yeah.
but it's exciting. And for a lot of you guys that don't know, I want you to talk to us about what you do. You know, I was kind of talking a little bit about it before you came on, but if you could just share with us who you are, what you do, and your business.
Yeah. So my name is Kamirria Wallace. I go by Cam, either or. Obviously, folks mispronouncing my name, so I go by either or, whichever is easiest. I'm the owner of Liv and Elle shop. It's a brand of a custom apparel brand that celebrates HBCU pride, Black joy, and also just thriving families. So I started as inspired by my daughters. I have 2 young children, 2 girls, and their names are Olivia and Noelle. So that's what it's named after. I get that question a lot. Liv and Elle. They think that it's like 2 sisters or like 2 women behind the brand, but those are my kids' names. They're 3 and 5, so they're not working the business just yet. Wait until my oldest gets 7, and then I can officially put her in the books according to my accountant.
Absolutely.
So I started. I make apparel. It's handmade apparel. I've been in business for this is my 3rd year, and last year I was able to gratefully, take it full time. It grown to a place where it's been blossoming, and so I'm just so grateful for everyone that has supported, such as yourself and the Howard community, especially. That is really just
it's always love.
It's been a joy. It's been a joy and a journey as well.
Yes.
So, but in addition to Liv and Elle shop, I created a sub brand called Black and Scholared, because a lot of my items are collegiate apparel and it's gearing towards college students and recent grads. And so Black and Scholared is a sub brand, but it's also a community that celebrates Black grads. And so I was very active during the graduation season, obviously, and just showcasing, and celebrating graduating. That's a big step. It's a milestone. And so that's also a separate page, and that's Black and Scholared. And I'm right now, that's kind of on pause because I'm looking to see how I can continue to grow that and add value to that space in the form of scholarships and connecting with graduates and providing some opportunities there.
That's what's up. I want to shout out everyone who's tuning in, just dropping the hearts. I see you guys tuning in. Just let us know where you're checking in from. Shouts out to my guy, Tazi. Shouts out to I Am Donnie P. I see all of you guys checking in. Appreciate the love. Now, let me ask you this, because a lot of times, this industry is one that's, it's a lot of people doing this right now. It's a lot of people making clothes, making apparels, and different things like that. And I meant to ask you.
Sorry, I have to screenshot this comment right here. There you go. Did I do a party file?
Black girls love Starbucks. But oh my bad. I see the full thing. Black girls love. Got it. Oh man, you see that comment right there? They say you're the GOAT, man. It's a lot of love coming in. You see that?
I know. I had to screenshot that. I love that.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
amazing.
truly
Hey, they're checking
appreciated.
to come in strong. Listen, I meant to ask you, I was going to say, like, because this is an industry that has, everybody's doing apparel, everybody's doing clothes and that sort of thing. Did you ever think to yourself, like, it's an industry that's filled with a lot of people, is already crowded? Like, was that ever a thought that came in your head? And if so, how did you overcome that?
Hmm. Not necessarily, because I think that in any industry, there's going to be someone that did it before you, right? So it's how can you come in and do something different or make it your
Mm,
own? Or what's
right,
that differentiating factor, you know? And so for me, um, yeah, although there are plenty of collegiate apparel, mine is a little bit different because one, I have that direct connection, obviously, to the community. Um,
right.
but also, I think people enjoy that they see a person behind the brand. And so I'm pretty visible with myself and my family. Um, and um, and also just the fact that I'm a Black woman, Black mom,
Yeah,
it's a solopreneur, single run business. So starting off
yeah, yeah,
small, we're definitely
yeah.
growing, and I projecting that for my future. But I think that people also like to champion for the small ones, the small dogs, in
Yeah.
the race. And so I think that's what's kind of sets me apart from some of the other brands that may be out there. But to be
Right.
honest, I didn't come into this industry thinking that I would even be an entrepreneur, but also
Mm,
apparel. So I just started Liv and Elle shop as a just something side. I've always been a crafty individual,
mm-hmm.
and so when starting Liv and Elle shop, I was considering either doing kids events planning because at
Okay.
that point I just had my daughter, so I was full on mom mode. So
Now let me
I was
ask you
either,
this.
and I was planning parties also. Uh-huh.
Right. So let me ask you this. Was that something? What was your major in school?
Marketing and advertising, and a
Okay,
minor in
because I was
graphic
going to ask,
design.
was there a relationship between that and events planning? That's what I was going to ask. Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously, I've always been within my field. Compared to some of my other friends that, when you
Right.
leave school, you sometimes don't always go into your field, but I've always been
Yeah.
within the marketing and advertising and event
Yeah.
planning field since I graduated. And I actually had a 10-year marketing career before I became a full-time entrepreneur in running Live and Elle shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so all of
So
that schoolwork, all of the learning and my studying and my degree, it is being put to good use still, and it was all, worth it.
I'm always curious when someone goes into business. What was it? What made you say, you know what, this is it. I'm gonna make this a business. I'm gonna make this a thing. What was that process like for you? Did you just wake up one day like, you know what, let's do it? Was that why did you decide to go into business full time?
Yeah, well, it was definitely a lot of encouragement from friends and family.
Yeah,
They were like, Cam, you need to do something to get some money off this,
yeah,
monetize your creativity.
right,
Um, and so if you can do both, both enjoy what you do and earn a living off of it, I think that's such a blessing. Um, but I don't know, I didn't come into it thinking that I would go into business. And honestly, when I first started Liv and Elle shop, I didn't do it by the books at all. And I would not recommend folks doing it the way that I did. So I didn't have an LLC set up. I didn't have all my paperwork in place.
yeah,
Um, and so that's one piece of advice that I can, give someone if you are contemplating going into business or even
yeah,
a side hustle. It is to think of it in a full-time way,
yeah,
so think whatever you're starting long term, and
right,
setting all of your pieces up on the front end will save you so much time.
yeah.
um, and just do it the right way. You have all your ducks in a row, and I think things will kind of flow easily from there.
So let me ask you this now, because a lot of times, people start businesses and, it's usually like most people don't even know how to get started. Most people don't even know I have this idea and how do I even get my LLC? How do I get the capital that I need to start this business? How did you go about those different challenges that you faced? I mean, I know you had some of those challenges. If you could talk to some about other challenges you faced and how you were able to overcome for somebody who may have this great idea and they're just thinking maybe not necessarily in this industry, but in something entirely different. What would you say to someone like that as far as how to go about, establishing themselves?
Yeah. For me, it was YouTube University. So I'm not
I know
gonna
that's
lie.
right.
I went to Google, I went to YouTube, how to start a business, how to get an LLC, um, because and Instagram is such, you know, a resource these days also with, you know,
Yeah.
people offering their advice. You have a lot of coaches right now. I would say just to be mindful of people that are, you know, paying or you have to pay for certain information. You
Yeah.
know, the internet is free.
Yes, a
You
lot of
know,
free. Yeah. Yeah.
internet is free, but there's also a lot of people that are willing to share information
Yeah.
without you having to fork over $1,000, $2,000 for someone who's
Yeah.
going to tell you the very basics of what you could likely find online.
Yeah.
You know, and I'll offer myself, you know, if anyone has questions beyond this live, you know, feel free to hop in my DMs or send an email. Um, and, you know, I'd be glad to pass on that information because it's enough, you know, winning out here that we can spread the wealth and, you
Yeah.
know, like I said, and share the information. Because I think that's one of the downsides is just lack of information that
Mhm.
that prevents people from moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to YouTube.
Yeah.
I learned, okay, I need to look within my state. So I'm in Virginia. Let me
Yeah.
go to, you know, the state, um, filed my
Yeah.
for an
LLC.
LLC, got an
Yeah.
LLC. I got my bank accounts. It's super simple. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can probably just put down like $100 or something like
Yeah.
that. There's
Yeah.
different plans. Um, and then at that point, at that time, I started off on Etsy. So created my little
Mm.
Etsy account, hooked it up
Okay.
there, and put some products on there, you know. And then, you know, I got my first sale, and it gave me validation that
How was that
okay,
feeling like?
summer.
How take us back? Take us back to that first sale. Like where
So
were you in
with a
the
lot of
kitchen? Like where did you? How did you? Did it pop up and you were like, oh my god, we
oh my god,
sold
oh my god,
something?
oh my god. No, so a lot of these apps, Etsy, and I'm currently on a different platform through Shopify,
Right.
and I have my own hosted website, but there are notifications, and usually it sounds like ding. So Etsy, I had to think it was like the Cash App sound,
Right.
and I was like, what? My first
It was the
sale?
thing.
Right. I'm telling you, that's
I
the
love it.
best sound in the world. Even now, it's like it brings me so much joy because yeah, people out here supporting. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Now
amazing.
I meant to ask you this, like, what are some, because I know that you guys have a lot going on. What are some of the new lines that you guys are rolling out? I know you guys have a lot of stuff coming up. So if you could talk to us about what's new, what you guys have out that we should look forward to, because I'm getting ready to place my order in the next couple of weeks. So I need to know, like, what's the new stuff, you know what I'm saying, that I need to look
Yeah.
out for. Right.
Yeah, I know folks are so, you know, ready for Black Friday and Cyber
Yeah.
Monday and all the sales over the holiday. There's so many, you know, brands are even getting an early start. So
Yeah.
I'm still working through the offers, but I am going to look out for the fam and all my supporters, you know, by way of discounts and whatnot. I'll be having a youth collection that's coming back. Of course, I told you, you know, I started with youth in mind with
Mm-hmm.
my daughters. And so that's coming back with some Howard youth gear, but also general, you know, youth and infant wear. And then gonna put out maybe a few different collections for like Black Joy, expanding upon the Howard collection. And I
Yeah.
am expanding my licensed colleges as well. So I have a few more HBCUs that I'm adding to the collections. So
Okay.
can't wait to roll those out. And those will be announced soon. But I'm excited to just continue to build the portfolio and the reach. So yeah, it's good. So you know, in terms of getting notification and you know, getting the updates on when those items are launching, you guys feel free to subscribe to the email list. That's the
I was
best
about to
bet.
say
I
they need to do
usually
that.
give, yeah, and it's
Right.
right in my bio at Liv and Elle shop. If you just click there, and you can get a little discounts and save it, you know, for whenever. But I usually give like first access to my email subscribers, so they'll usually get like a few days, even like a week early access to those new
Somebody's
collections.
excited. They said yes to the infant wear that you have rolling out. People looking
Yes,
forward to it.
bringing
That's
back
what's up.
some
Bringing that
onesies.
back.
for the little ones have to represent too.
Yeah.
It's a family thing. It really is.
Yeah. You know, because being that you went to Howard, man, I think that we need to have this conversation because, you know, I'm sure you saw everything that was going on with the kids protesting and all that stuff. And, you
Yeah.
know, a lot of
I went
times
on
it's this
campus.
pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's this pride that we have as being, you know, HU alums and all that good stuff. But I want you to talk to how important it is, because I feel like sometimes what we deal with is when we leave, most of us don't look back and ask ways that we can always give back. And I want you to speak to how important it is, because I remember even when I was in school, it was a scary moment. I never forget one of our professors was like, you guys, when you leave, make sure that you always come back, give back in some way, shape, or form, because you don't want a situation where the school that you went to no longer exists. Like if something happened because of financial issues, whatever that is. So I want you to talk to how important it is, why we need to give back and things that we can do, because, and just in general, how do you feel about everything that's going on with those kids, you know, protesting and ways that we can move forward?
Yeah. Well, one, I definitely applaud, all of the students that are participating.
Yeah.
Like I said, I went early on. I think it was like day 3 or 4 when I went to campus because I'd seen, some rumblings on social media. And I am blessed to be in the DMV area still. I stayed here. I'm not from the area originally, but I did stay here
Yeah.
post graduation. So I'm like, I have to go back to see, what's going on. They needed some help and to lend an ear, lend some supplies. So I was able to go back, gather up, a bunch of items and donated some money.
Yeah.
With the help of some of my friends also, I like sent out a text and we all just like, there was no questions asked.
Yeah.
And also was able to, hear directly from the students as well and hear their experiences. So I honestly hate to see that it's gone this long. I was not aware. I had no clue that it would even extend to this far. I thought that, they would be heard. But it's still a fight. So with that, I'm great that it's great to see that they're continuing to get, recognition and, a lot of people are jumping on board and supporting the students as well. So, like I said, they have my support fully. What I've been doing is you just continue to spread the word, pointing folks to their websites, and to the movement. In terms of alumni giving back, I think just in general to the university, it's our due diligence because, you think about you as a freshman or senior, and sometimes even financially, even needing help financially, mentorship. You have to go in, come back, reach back out and lend what you've learned and pass it on to the next generation. I think it's only right, but that's also the spirit of HBCUs. It's the only way that we can continue to move forward and promote the importance of HBCUs. And it's great that, during recent times, there has been such an energy around HBCUs, more than likely because of Kamala or VP Kamala. So, we need to continue this and keep it trending, right? So it's not just a moment, but it's a forever, it's a future. HBCUs are the past, present, and the future. So just to keep that same energy. And, like I said, I mentioned, financially, but, I think mentorship, even just connecting one-on-one, offering some advice or support to a student could also, help and is needed as well.
No doubt, no doubt. Let me tell you something. You know what I always be thinking about when I see you post and like all of the stuff that you got going on. I be thinking to myself, like, man, she's a mom, she's a wife, and she's a businesswoman. Like, I be like, how do you juggle all of that? How do you create that balance that is needed? You know what I'm saying? What's your routine? Like practical steps, you know what I'm saying, to how you make sure that nothing like slips through the cracks. Everything is attended to and everything is where it's supposed to be, because them kids, you know what I'm saying, especially when they're that young. I don't have kids on myself, but I'm just saying, it must be tough.
Listen, yeah, it is a balance. And, to be honest, we're all human and things will slip. Things will slip
Hmm.
through the cracks sometimes. I think it's very difficult to give your 100% to all areas.
Yeah.
Um, and so you have to be okay with that and acknowledge that. It's okay if, we eat in Chick-fil-A 3 days out of the week because you ain't got time to cook. You know? But I do have, I'm blessed to have a husband who, is
Yeah.
very hands-on and,
Right.
he's up there watching the kids now, while they
Yeah.
eat. I do have a schedule. So I think for me, it's just scheduling, prioritizing the most important things that need to be done in terms of business throughout the day, because some things can't get done. So if I
Yeah.
take care of the top most important at the start of the day, then I'm fine, and then the next items can move over to the next day.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and then I've also recently, before I would like work on the weekends, and my kids, one is in kindergarten and the other is in daycare, so they are in school during the day. So I have a small window, usually is like between 8:30 and 4 o'clock to get
Yeah.
work done. Anything outside those hours is sometimes it can't get done.
Yeah.
And I've also been okay, and I've set limits to the weekends as well. So
Hmm.
before I would, while they're in the playroom, try to, get work done, and I'm telling them to be quiet, but I'm realizing that, it's my family too, and
Yeah.
they're only going to be small for so long. And
Yeah.
so I have to prioritize, family also. I know making money is good, but
Yeah.
I think that
Family is important though.
yeah,
Yeah. Family's
exactly.
everything. Right.
And I also want to just live in the moment, right? So just prioritizing what needs to be put
Yeah.
first, and finding that healthy balance.
Yeah. You know, I got a lot of things to talk to you about, but I'm gonna just ask you like maybe three more questions before I let you go tonight, because we can be here all night for sure. Um, I want you to speak to, because I'm very, because black owned businesses is a lot of challenges, just being black owned, but then being black woman owned on top of that. And I want you to just speak to anyone right now. Speak to that young black kid, that young black girl that has a dream, has a vision, because you're living yours out right now. You took a bold step and a lot of challenges along the way, but you pulled through. And I want you to speak to that young person, that young girl that just has a dream, has something that she wants to do, but sometimes is thinking to herself, you know what? It's a crowded industry. Everybody's doing it. But being that you came in and you created a path and a niche for yourself, what would you say to somebody right now who maybe has a dream, whatever it is, and just thinking of going into whatever industry that it is? Just some words of advice and lessons that you've learned that you can pass on tonight.
Yeah, well, for one, congrats for even having that vision and
Right.
having that thought within your mind.
Yeah.
I think that's the first step, is having some idea, right? Because
Yeah.
you can have all the resources, but if you don't have an idea, then how are you going to put it into use? So
Yeah.
even you being that creative spirit, you thinking like, oh, I'm gonna be out here and shake up this industry. That's the
Yeah.
first step.
Yeah.
But then two, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Self-doubt, it truly hinders us, and it's such a shame too, because it's everyone. It's a natural, I think, characteristic. For a lot of
Yeah.
people, is to um, think down on yourself, or we have that spirit of comparison, right?
Yeah.
Especially with social media. You see people out here winning according to
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah. According to
um,
social media, right?
yeah. So I think you have to take some of that, what you see with a grain of salt, and really just put your blinders on and stay focused on what it is that you have to bring to the world.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people, they're missing you. You know what I
Mm.
mean? That's the
Mm.
differentiating factor as well, is you.
Mm.
You can be that. And so you
Right.
won't know until you go out there, put it out. Um, and like I said, as I mentioned before, we also stop, having everything perfect. Imperfection,
Yeah.
or perfectionism also
Yeah.
hinders us. So
Mm.
start with that first step. you
Right.
know get it out on social media, put out a poll to your friends, or
Yeah.
send out, if it's a product, send out
Yeah.
some, you may have to do a few free items
Yeah.
to folks at the start. But send something to your girlfriends. Tell them to take some pictures. Tell them to post it on the Instagram.
Yeah.
And then you start getting that feedback, and then that gives you some confidence as well, right? And then I
Yeah.
mentioned, on my Etsy, that first sale, I heard that ching.
That
was my validation,
Right. Right.
That was my validation to hear more because I want to
Yeah,
hear all the
absolutely.
cha-chings.
Yeah, yeah. Now, let me ask you this before I let you go on tonight. Where do you see Liv and Elle shop in the next 5 years? What do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I see us everywhere.
Okay, I know that's right.
No, as one of my good girlfriends said, we're not stopping to live as a household name.
Hey,
Said,
yes, indeed. You got to speak it into existence. Yeah.
I agree with that. I receive
Right.
it. But yeah, I see continuing with Liv and Elle, continuing, spreading the message of HBCU pride and making sure that we can put out, Black joy and showcase Black joy through apparel. That's what it's all about. I would love to continue to build with other brands, getting into retail storefronts, and eventually building my own warehouse and building a team that's more than just me and Olivia Noel.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, I want to thank you. The hearts are going up.
Thank you.
I want to thank you for coming on the show tonight. We do this every week, y'all. So check her out. Check her website, Instagram. Place your orders because I know I'm gonna do mine. Because got to do another photo shoot for the end of the year. So I'm really excited. I always have a smile on my face anytime I see you guys, whether posting as a family or whatever it is you have going on. Just know that you always have my full support. We're gonna work something out. I don't know what it is, but when we start really doing our auditions for our first feature length movie sometime next year, I need to do something to where it's like maybe the whole crew has an outfit that's made by you guys or something like that. I don't know. I have to figure that out. But but you have our full support. We love to see it. And I just wish you the best in everything you do. And shouts out to everyone that tuned in tonight. Go back and look at those comments because people were talking about how amazing you are with the product and everything. So really thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. We're always going to be here rooting for you at all times. Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. And just know that the love is also reciprocated. We're wrapping up here as well. So thank you, Mr. Author himself.
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let them know again the website, before you leave, because I know I posted it, but just let them know the website where they can catch you and how they can place the orders and everything.
Yeah, the website is livandelle.com, LIVANDELLE. And social media, Liv and Elle Shop on Instagram and Facebook as well. So thank you all so much for listening in on this, and I hope that I was able to impart some type of words for folks that may be interested in the business as well. Again, I'm always open to anyone with any additional questions. Feel free to drop me a message. More than willing to share.
We're gonna repurpose this. Clean it up, make it nice and neat, and then push it out again. That's what we do. But thank you so much.
Come on, production.
Yes. Have a blessed evening, and I'm gonna keep in touch. All right.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Take care. Bye.